Welcome back to Nano Review. Shopping for a reliable 9mm pistol under $500 can feel like navigating a minefield. The market is flooded with options that look great on paper but fail at the range, or budget guns pushing $900 with terrible triggers. Here at Nano Review, we cut through the noise. The truth is, you can find a highly dependable, accurate 9mm without breaking the bank. We aren't looking at cheap zinc alloy toys today. We are looking at real, duty-capable firearms. These are handguns you can trust your life with. Guns that run dirty and handle the rigors of daily carry and home defense. In this video, I am walking you through 7 affordable 9mm pistols that punch way above their weight class. These are proven, shooter-approved performers. So whether you are a beginner or a veteran shooter looking for a bargain, stick around. Let's dive into our first pick, a trusted classic. Ruger Max 9. Tiny with teeth. Let's break down this little beast that hides better than your bad decisions on a Friday night. Ruger didn't just build another micro 9mm. They built a full-featured, optics-ready concealed carry monster. The first thing you will notice is the footprint. It is about the size of a Glock 43, barely over 6 inches long. But Ruger somehow engineered it to squeeze in a 10+1 or 12+1 capacity. That is a massive win in the micro-compact world. The biggest selling point out of the box is that it ships optics ready. There is no need for expensive slide milling or aftermarket headaches. You just mount your favorite red dot and you are good to go. Even if you stick to iron sights, the factory high-visibility tritium fiber optic front sight is phenomenal, bright enough to burn a hole in your retina in low light. I carried this gun for 6 months straight, and it handles exactly how a carry gun should. It is light, slim, and completely snag-free. Crucially, it gives you a real grip. You don't have to deal with that annoying pinky dangling nonsense you get with competing Micro 9s. As for the trigger, let's keep it real. It is not a match-grade competition trigger. However, it is highly predictable. It features a clean reset and won't surprise you in a bad way when you are pulling through the wall. It is manageable and builds confidence. This isn't just a range toy. I tested this gun thoroughly, and it is a glutton. I fed it an absolute buffet of ammo. Brass, aluminum, steel case, defensive hollow points, and even that weird lacquered Russian stuff. It simply didn't care. Eat, eject, repeat. It ran flawlessly right out of the box with 0 break-in period required. It is a real gun that runs when dirty. Usually sitting right around the $399 to $440 mark, the value proposition here is undeniable. You are getting premium features like the optics cut and tritium sights that you would normally expect on guns costing $200 more. The Ruger Max 9 isn't just a budget pick, it is a proven performer. It fits your waistband and your budget perfectly. If you want tiny with teeth, the Max 9 is an absolute no-brainer. The Mossberg MC2C, the underrated sleeper. We went from the gun everyone knows to the one that almost nobody talks about, and that is a damn shame. Yeah, that Mossberg, the pump-action shotgun legends. Turns out, they didn't just dabble in handguns, they came in swinging. The MC2C is a striker-fired, polymer-framed, double-stacked 9mm. Capacity. It packs serious firepower, giving you either 13+1 or 15+1 rounds. Dimensions. It is deceptively slim at just over an inch wide. Smart upgrades. Mossberg included highly thoughtful touches like a reversible mag release, tool-free takedown, and slide serrations that are actually usable without shredding your hands. Despite how slim it is, the MC2C offers a full, solid grip. It is one of the few compacts on the market that doesn't feel like you are trying to hang on to a wet bar of soap. But the real shocker is the trigger. It is excellent. Not just good for a budget gun, but genuinely crisp, featuring a clean break and a short, positive reset. I fed my MC2C an absolute buffet of ammo. Brass, steel, and defensive hollow points. It never once sent a dish back to the kitchen. I experienced zero malfunctions and nothing weird. Just that quiet, confident cycling you want in a pistol that might one day save your life. Mossberg just doesn't have the handgun street cred yet, and maybe that is what keeps this gun so underrated. Coming in safely under $500, the value is fantastic. There is no hype and no inflated price tag here. The Mossberg MC2C is just a reliable, shootable pistol that proves price isn't everything. It deserves way more attention than it gets. The Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield EZ. Now, let's talk about a pistol that solves a problem most gun makers just ignore. The Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield EZ is hands down one of the most user-friendly 9mm on the planet, making it a perfect fit for the kind of real-world firearm breakdowns we do here at Nano Review. If you are someone who values pure shootability over flashy showmanship, this gun is absolutely for you. Looking objectively at the mechanics, everything about the EZ is specifically designed to lower the barriers to entry. Internally, it utilizes a hammer-fired design rather than the typical striker-fired system. It offers a standard capacity of 8+1 rounds, and while it isn't a high-capacity blaster, it is more than enough for everyday self-defense. To make things even easier, the magazines feature a built-in loading assist tab, meaning you don't need Hulk thumbs just to get them fully loaded. Transitioning into the subjective handling, the physical experience of operating this gun is incredibly smooth. The slide is exceptionally light and remarkably easy to rack, while the recoil is soft and highly manageable. It does feature a grip safety, but it melts into your hand so seamlessly that you won't even notice it is there. Because of that hammer-fired internal design, the trigger is vastly smoother and much more linear than most striker-fired guns in its class. There is no gritty take-up and no confusing wall to push through. It just delivers a nice, steady pull. On a personal level, I have handed this gun to friends who actively struggle to rack a standard Glock 19, and the moment they try the EZ, you just see their face light up. That is exactly what this gun does. It builds immediate confidence. It is the perfect choice for older shooters, people dealing with arthritis, or brand new shooters who desperately need something they can control and trust right out of the gate. While it doesn't boast a specific price tag in the lineup, it sits comfortably within our sub-$500 budget category, making it an incredible bargain. This pistol isn't tactical cosplay. It is a reliable, real-world tool designed for people who need something they can actually shoot well. Because it prioritizes function over hype, it remains criminally underrated. SAR 9 Compact. SAR USA. Okay, now we are heading overseas to Turkey. And before you clutch your pearls or click away, hear me out, because this pistol is completely rewriting the rulebook on what a budget gun can be. First up is the absolute tank of this list, the SAR 9 Compact. Here at Nano Review, we focus on real-world firearm reviews, and I can confidently tell you this isn't some pot metal knockoff. This is a duty-grade 9mm whose bigger brother went through NATO torture trials and came out grinning. Looking at it objectively, SAR USA brings that same overbuilt ruggedness into a carry-friendly package. You are getting a solid 15+1 capacity, fully ambidextrous controls, a low bore axis designed to manage muzzle flip. Think of its overall design as a Glock slide sitting on a VP9 style grip, all carrying a price tag that makes the big name brands sweat. Transitioning to how it actually handles subjectively, the grip is where this thing truly shines. It features interchangeable back straps and an ergonomic shape that just locks into your hand, making it feel incredibly natural to point. Thanks to that low bore axis, the recoil impulse feels buttery smooth when you are actually putting rounds downrange. On a personal level, regarding its performance and reliability, this isn't a run 200 rounds and clean it kind of gun. This is a beat the hell out of it kind of workhorse. I personally put over 1,200 rounds through mine without a single malfunction. I ran it scorching hot, literally dropped it in the dirt at the range, and it just didn't care about the abuse. When you factor in a street price of around $350 to $400, the value is just stupid good. It punches way, way above its weight class and proves you can get an indestructible carry gun without breaking the bank. Canik TP9 Elite SC. If the SAR 9 is the tank of the budget 9mm world, then the Canik TP9 Elite SC is undeniably the sports car. Here at Nano Review, we get our hands on a lot of pistols, but this one is built around one defining feature: the trigger. Before diving into the mechanics, let me give you the subjective reality of shooting this gun. The first time I pulled the trigger on a TP9, I actually blinked. It was not from the recoil, which is surprisingly soft, but because I honestly thought something was wrong. It was simply too good for a gun at this price point. It is the kind of trigger that just makes you want to mag dump purely for fun. Moving into the objective specs, you are getting a system with a clean wall, a glass rod crisp break, and one of the shortest, most tactile resets in its entire class. Straight out of the box, this factory trigger puts some $700 pistols to absolute shame. But Canik did not just drop a great trigger into a subpar frame. The overall build quality is surprisingly tight. The slide finish is durable as hell, and it comes packed with the features you actually want, including a 12-round flush magazine, a 15-round extended magazine, and a factory optics-ready slide. On a personal level, it punches way above its weight class and redefines what you should expect from an affordable carry gun. Coming in at a price of right around $400, the TP9 Elite SC does not feel like a compromise in the slightest. Instead, it feels like an absolute steal. Taurus G3X. Let me put it this way. If budget handguns had a royal family, the Taurus G3X would be sitting on the throne, wearing a damn crown and holding a 15-round magazine like a scepter. I know Taurus has had a rocky reputation historically, but they have done a complete 180 in recent years, and the G3 series absolutely proves it. Looking at the engineering objectively, the G3X is a genius hybrid. It takes the shorter, compact slide of the G3C, which is ideal for comfortable concealed carry, and pairs it directly with the full-size 15-round grip of the standard G3. Internally, it utilizes a unique two-stage trigger system that offers a smooth initial pull alongside a restrike capability, adding an extra layer of practicality. Transitioning to how it actually handles, that hybrid design gives you the best of both worlds. By having a full-size grip on a compact slide, you get significantly better recoil control, a much more confident draw from concealment, and a lot more ammo on tap. The trigger might not be match grade, but it is incredibly consistent and very easy to master when you are putting rounds down range. Reliability is where this gun truly earns its crown. I have watched these things eat thousands of rounds of the nastiest, cheapest junk ammo you can find. We are talking about the gritty stuff you would be afraid to put through a $1,000 gun. The G3X just cycles it without hesitation. Coming in at under $300, the value proposition here is almost unbelievable. For the money, you simply cannot get a more capable, reliable, and feature-rich pistol right now. The Taurus G3X is without a doubt the undisputed value king of the budget 9mm market. CZ P10C. If your budget can stretch just a little bit more and you care more about raw shooting performance than the absolute lowest price, this next one is your gun. Here at Nano Review, we focus heavily on real-world performance, and the CZ P10C is undeniably the shooter's choice. Looking at it objectively, this isn't just another polymer striker-fired pistol. It was designed from the ground up to beat Glock at its own game. Depending on who you ask, it actually succeeded. Mechanically, it features a low bore axis and a highly refined factory trigger that is tuned specifically for fast, consistent, and accurate shooting. Transitioning to how it actually feels to shoot, the ergonomics are where the P10C immediately sets itself apart. It fits your hand like it was grown there. The grip angle is perfect. The texture is aggressive but not painful, and the controls are exactly where you want them. If you have ever felt like you are constantly fighting a Glock's grip angle, this pistol will feel like a breath of fresh air. Then, there is the trigger experience. It delivers that defined wall and crisp break that CZ is famous for. It is the total package: the masterful ergonomics, the crisp trigger, and the low bore axis. That makes this gun shoot incredibly flat and fast. As for reliability, it is completely rock solid. I have got over 1,000 rounds through mine, running some suppressed and leaving the gun absolutely filthy. And it just keeps ticking. It doesn't get picky with ammo, it just works. Honestly, if I had to pick just one pistol from this entire list to shoot blindfolded, under pressure, in the dark, I am reaching for the CZ without a single hesitation. You can regularly find the P10C for around $450, making it an exceptional tier of firearm for the money. The CZ P10C is the gun that proves affordable doesn't have to mean compromising on performance. It rightfully earns its title as the true shooter's pistol on this list.